good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another great post-game Montreal Canadiens. And yes, they did it. They win yesterday by a score of 5-2 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is their third straight W. Nobody understands what's going on. The impact of Martin St. Louis make a big fan. Veterans join the team to play better and better and better. I'm going to give you everything what happening last night between the Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. So don't go nowhere. Oh yes, they win 5-2. But before we give you all what you need for information about the game, when we want to invite you, don't forget to subscribe and click on the likes and tell me what do you think about the performance of Montreal Canadiens yesterday against the Leafs. They won by the score of 5-2. Let's dive in, give you all the information you need to know. This is the recap of game number 51 for the Montreal Canadiens. They play against the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is the score sheet. Montreal attack right away. The puck drop. The Montreal Canadiens dive right away in the game, and they already make some great impression. 258 right away in the bat. Josh Anderson score his 11th of the season. This is his second game back-to-back with a goal. Petrie got an assist. Petrie got his third assist in the last two games. Caufield got his first point of the three tonight. It was his 9th season, and that way the Montreal Canadiens take the lead. After that, we have a couple of passes for both teams. A breakaway for the Montreal Canadiens. Marichek make a big save against Josh Anderson. We have a power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We know they are the number one in the NHL with 31.6. But the Montreal resists only one shot for Toronto. And then Montreal also have a power play during the first 20 minutes. Nothing happened. The power play was really not good for the Montreal last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But again, exchange both. Toronto cannot find the groove the first 10 minutes. But after that, they find a way to come back in the game, but not good enough to tie the game 1-1 because Montreal Canadiens scored a goal at the 50 seconds remaining at the first period. Caufield, after a great pass of Josh Anderson, almost like a one quick release timer, but the puck bubbled, and Marichek had to go from his left side to the right side with a T-push, and he was completely out balanced and gave Caufield his fifth goal in the last 6 games, his 6th of the season. Anderson got also second point of the game and gave the lead 2-0, guys, after 20 minutes. The shot was 11-8 advantage Toronto. The minute penalty was 2 for each. A team gave them one opportunity but did not score. And after 20, with shocking everybody, they lead 2-0. Nobody understands what's going on. But we know during the intermission, a lot of fans will say, oh, Toronto is going to wake up. They're going to come back. We have to celebrate for what we got so far because the offensive of Toronto is going to step up. Wrong, because Mike Hoffman at the beginning of the second period right away got a pass for Gallagher and scored a great wrist shot on the right side of Marichek, a little bit over the blocker, and gave Montreal a lead 3-0. He scored his 9th of the season, and then we don't know if this goal completely shocked the Toronto Maple Leafs or become the same way they did last season. They start to walk little bit, but not good enough to at least score one goal. Montembeault was solid. Marichek still John Anderson a big goal on the back door, save with the glove, keep the team in the game at that moment with 3-0. But again, the Montreal Canadiens score at 15:58. Josh Anderson's second goal of the game, is third in the last 2 games. Caufield got an assist and gave the lead 4-0. And my God, we said, unbelievable. But it was not good enough. What are you talking about, coach? Most 2 minutes later, we have another goal. This time it was Pitlick. It's 10th of the season. Gallagher find a way to find Pitlick in the back door, score, and give Montreal Canadiens its lead 5-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. That complete the 40 minutes. During that period, the show was pretty even. 12-11, but Montembeault have to make a big save 3 times during that period. But Toronto have no answer at the wall at Montembeault for the first 40 minutes. 5-0. Both teams have a power play during the second period. Also, they have both did not score, and we have 4 minute penalty for both teams during that period. Now, the third period, we said Montreal need to be sure they don't give a goal and they keep play the way they play, but no, because Toronto score, honestly, 2 goals and 45 seconds back-to-back. The first was at 4:43. Mikheyev is 8th of the year. Riley and Case get an assist to give 5-1. Mikheyev tipped the puck for maybe just a wrist shot for the blue line. Tipped the pants of the Mikheyev, and Montembeault cannot do anything about that. It was more shocked to see the puck at the last second. And then Ekvar, a good wrist shot, score his 8th of the season. Spencer and Justin Old got an assist for the last goal of the game. For the rest of the game, for the last 15 minutes, most was Montreal protect his lead by 3. Toronto attack a little bit more. They get the momentum from about the 5 minutes to the 10th, the middle of the period, but not good enough. And then for the rest of the period, Montreal most take advantage of to be sure they don't give anything else. Good break, defensive zone coverage, and they play really the clock, time management, and they find a way to win that game by a score of 5-2. And they have 12 shots for the Toronto during that third period. 5 only for the Montreal Canadiens, but good enough to win and keep that lead until to the end of the game. And during also that penalty, the third period, no penalty for both teams. So that's complete the score sheet of the game. Again, great performance from Montreal Canadiens. Let's dive in to give you the 3-star of the game. Gallagher, 3rd star with 2 assists. Josh Anderson, 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist. What about the number 22? What about the Caufield? Scored 1 goal and 2 assists. The fan was excited. The fan was back in the building, half of the people, but still great to see the fans back in the building and the center at the Bell Center. The next thing we want to talk about, of course, we talk always by the lead, by the stat by number. The shot was 37 versus 24 advantage to Toronto Maple Leafs, 59-41 for face-off. We know the face-off category, Toronto is number 1 in NHL. Both teams are 0-2 on power play. The hit was 38-26 advantage to Montreal Canadiens. The block shot 17, Montreal 12, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Both teams had 6-minute penalty. Finally, they gave away 15, Montreal 11 for the Toronto. The most point, of course, they have a 6th different player with 1 point for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 5 shots for Mitch Marner from Montembeault. Not good enough to have any point tonight. Marner. Morgan Morali had the most minutes with 22-17, and then finally Merechek have only a save percentage of 7, 9, and 2. Again, the Montreal Canadiens stopped only 19 of the 24 shots he faced. For the Montreal Canadiens, with 3 points, we have Caufield and Josh Anderson. Then Anderson shot also 5 times on Merechek with 2 goals. T.O.I. Ben Chariot played 24-3. And finally, Montembeault have a save percentage, guys. The 9, 4, and 6 top 35 of the 37 shot. I feel like he was my 4th star of the game, to be honest with you. The next thing we want to talk about, guys, is the Frenchie Corner. You know that, how it works. HABS win 5-2 last night. We have the 3rd straight W for the Montreal Canadiens, back-to-back. Unbelievable performance. What you talk about, guys? I'm talking about the veteran step up yesterday. Not the veteran, but I'm talking about the Anderson, the Kofi, the Mundy, and the Bitlick. What you talk about is all by why. Yes, that's how I call them. Anderson, 3 points, 2 goals, big goal at the beginning of the game, changed a bit the shift, the momentum right away. The Caufield scored his 2nd game goal of the game at the end of the 3rd period, changed a bit also the mindset of maybe leave the Montreal Canadiens to believe they can win. Montembeault solid in front of the net, make the big save at the 2nd period. I think he make the difference. Whatever the score was 3-0 at that moment. I think the fact that he keep the team Montreal in the game, and the Leaf cannot have no answer about his big save, changed the rest of the game for me. And then Pitlick is 10 goals this season, is 4 when the Montreal Canadiens have a great game yesterday for the Montreal with Gallagher, to be honest with you. The veterans step up, and that's what I was trying to explain to you. I'm talking about Chariot. Over 24 minutes, it was solid in the defensive zone. Puck retrieval, win the battle. It was involved on both ways. Hoffman scored a goal again for Montreal. It's 9th of the season. We see a little bit better Mike Hoffman overall during the game. Where Jeff Petrie, his 3rd point the last 2 games, stepped up as the veteran, apply a lot of pressure on the offensive side, and he played overall good on the defensive. Josh Anderson, again, I mentioned 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist. And finally, Brendan Gallagher got 2 assists yesterday. For me, he did not have a good first period, but he stepped up for the last 40 minutes of the game, and he found a way to get an assist, a great pass on Pitlick. So that's make a big difference. For me, again, I repeat, team effort. Saint Martin St. Louis is behind the bench. I think the team works better all together. And right away, I said St. Louis impact the mentality of the players. He transformed their mindset to, hey, listen, boys, we still have a lot of game here. Let's play as a team together. If I show to you this concept with defense system and the fact they change the defensive zone on man-to-man, and they let the play a little bit more freedom with creativity, the one thing I would say to you is the fun is back in the building. And that's what's the most important thing. Secondly, I would say to you, the quick transition, once they retrieval the puck in the corner at the defensive zone, it's a quick break out right away there. The puck move quickly, and they restart, and they go into transition with rushing all the time. I love what I saw for them yesterday against Toronto. This was the best game, but Martin St. Louis had a big impact for the team, but I'm sure on the individual players. Caufield stepped up more under St. Louis. He scored his 5 goal with sense like St. Louis is behind the bench. So great performance of Caufield, and that's what St. Louis for me make a big difference for the Montreal Canadiens. Toronto struggle at the blue line. We know this is a second game they lost. They gave 11 goals in the last 2 games. I believe the last night Justin Holl had a very difficult game yesterday. Was so lingering, Dermott, and the pressure they apply on the Toronto make them to make a lot of turnover, gave away, and 2 out of the 5 goals. They was because of turnover on the defensive zone, created by the defense player. So that's for me. And of course, Miracek in the net. I'm sure he would like to get 2 of the first 4 goals to keep the Toronto in the game. But again, overall, he did not have a great night, only .794 save percentage. Then I want to talk about Leaf has to be worried. When I said that, they have a good year. Listen, guys, they are at the top of the NHL team, but I don't know with what they have right now, the way they play, but the players they have right now, it's good enough right now to beat the Florida Panthers, the Carolina, or the Tampa Bay. I don't see that. It's not consistent right now between the pipe. The defensemen make too much mistake. They lost also, and Jake Muzzin at the end of the second period, guys. Muzzin lost his edge, and he hit Whiteman, and then he fouled and he hit the head, and he left the game. He's still in Montreal after the game for observation, for concussion. It could be another big loss for the Toronto Maple Leafs if Muzzin is out, because right now they don't have only Riley and O'Brody. So that would mean maybe make Dubas looking for find a couple of trade to have a better defenseman, and also maybe a 1 forward for the top 9. So it's something you have to follow. But of course, if you're a Toronto Maple Leaf, you have to be worried right now at that moment. The next thing I want to talk about, guys, The next game for the Montreal Canadiens is going to be Wednesday. Montreal hosts the Buffalo Sabres, so it'll be interesting how the Montreal going to react after the big game like that. Sometimes teams follow, let it go a little bit, the motivation, and they have to be sure they are ready for that game against the Buffalo Sabres. We know the Montreal lost last time, and Montreal by the score 5-3. Guys, as the Montreal Canadiens fans, we know inside this channel, we have a lot of fans for the Toronto Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens. They like to tease each of them. It was fun to watching this last night, but somehow the Montreal Canadiens found a way to win a W against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's the 3 straight game with a W. Under Martin Saint-Louis, they are 3-3. But the most important thing for me is the fun, the excitement, and the joy to see the Montreal play that level. I don't expect they win all the game. I just want to see those kind of game, the fun, and at least they are in the game. Because at some point, 8-2, 7-1, 7-2, 6-2, we saw those game back to back after just before they fire Dominic Charm. It was not fun as a fan, and nobody liked to see this. So to see the Montreal play at that level, at that moment, it's just fun, excited. And to beat again the Toronto Maple Leafs, you know, the rivalities between the fans, and that's what happened yesterday. It's just like the cherry on the cake, honestly. So this is resume another post-game Montreal Canadiens. But before we leave, we want to remind you, please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to click on the likes. And finally, of course, tell me what you think about the performance of Montreal Canadiens. And of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. I look forward for the next video with the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchie.